Did you know the 1980s was a wild era of automotive creativity where boldness and futuristic vision collided to shape iconic car designs? This unforgettable decade wasn't just about speed or elegance. It was about making statements. Today, we're diving into the 12 sexiest cars of the 1980s, machines that dared to be different and left a lasting mark on car culture. Buckle up for a thrilling ride through the most daring and unforgettable creations of the era. Number 12. Chevrolet Corvette C4 from 1984. The 1984 Chevrolet Corvette was America's bold comeback after the disappointing models of the 1970s. This was Chevrolet's way of showing the world they could still push boundaries. The C4 Corvette ditched the old, rounded curves for sharp, aggressive lines that looked fast even when parked. It was like America was saying, "Hey Europe, you're not the only ones who can make futuristic beasts." The design was striking. A low, wide stance with pop-up headlights, a sleek all-glass rear hatch, and aerodynamic styling that looked straight out of a sci-fi movie. And this wasn't just about looks. The 5.7-liter V8 engine produced 205 horsepower, and by 1985, the L98 engine boosted it to 230 horsepower. It was paired with a new suspension system and the Z51 performance handling package, making the C4 a real contender on the track. It quickly grabbed attention everywhere from magazine covers to TV screens, symbolizing 1980s American style and power. The C4 Corvette may not have been the fastest, but it made everyone stop and take notice with its daring approach and innovative design. Number 11. Pontiac Fiero from 1984. The 1984 Pontiac Fiero was Pontiac's ambitious attempt to deliver a sports car for the masses, a mid-engine beauty on a budget. Its futuristic wedge-shaped body, pop-up headlights, and low stance gave it an exotic look rarely seen in American cars. But despite its Ferrari-like styling, the Fiero's 2.5-liter Iron Duke inline-4 engine produced just 92 horsepower, making it more of a cruiser than a speed demon. What made the Fiero special was its revolutionary mid-engine layout, a rarity for American cars, providing surprisingly good handling. Its affordability and mod-friendly design attracted a wave of customers who transformed the Fiero into everything from faux Ferraris to racing machines. However, the Fiero's reputation was marred by notorious reliability issues, including engine fires, which earned it a reputation as a disaster waiting to happen. Yet its bold design and accessibility secured it a place in automotive history. It may not have been a Ferrari, but it sure dreamed big, and for many enthusiasts, that was enough. Number 10. Ford Taurus and Mercury Sable from 1986. Wait, a family sedan in a list full of cool rides? Yep, and for good reason. The 1986 Ford Taurus and Mercury Sable didn't need to roar down highways to make their mark. Instead, they quietly reshaped the entire auto industry with nothing but clean lines and common sense. Ford took a massive gamble with the Taurus and Sable, ditching the old-school boxy design for a sleek, aerodynamic look. This wasn't just a makeover. It was a revolution. Their rounded, jelly bean-like shape was a direct challenge to the sharp-edged design language of the early 80s. And the public? They loved it. In its first year alone, Ford sold over 263,000 units of the Taurus, and the numbers only grew. By 1989, it became the best-selling car in the United States, moving over 266,000 units that year. The Mercury Sable, its more upscale sibling, didn't do too badly either, giving families across America a futuristic option without breaking the bank. The Taurus wasn't just about looks, though. Its front-wheel drive layout, fuel-efficient engines, and user-friendly interiors were just as revolutionary as its design. Plus, the integrated bumpers and flush-mounted glass gave it better aerodynamics, contributing to improved fuel efficiency. A big deal for the gas-conscious 80s. It's no exaggeration to say that the Taurus and Sable rescued Ford from financial disaster. Their success laid the groundwork for modern car design, proving that sleek, efficient styling could work for the masses. And hey, if you were a kid in the late 80s, riding in the back seat of a Taurus was almost as cool as cruising in a Corvette. Number 9. Buick Grand National. from 1982 to 1987. The Buick Grand National was the ultimate badass of the 1980s car scene. While most cars of the decade flaunted bright colors and futuristic designs, the Grand National went for something darker and far more intimidating: pure black. From the paint job to the grille to the wheels, everything about it radiated menace. Its sinister all-black look even earned it the nickname Darth Vader's car. But the Grand National wasn't just about looks. It packed a turbocharged 3.8-liter V6 engine, a bold choice in an era dominated by V8s. By its final 1987 model, the intercooled V6 was pumping out 245 horsepower and 355 foot-pounds of torque, catapulting the car from 0 to 60 miles per hour in just under 5 seconds. That made it quicker than most of its muscle car rivals, earning it serious street cred. The Grand National story is even wilder when you consider its origins. It was never intended to be a high-performance machine. It started as a limited edition trim, celebrating Buick's NASCAR success. But when car enthusiasts discovered how much power could be coaxed from that turbo V6, the Grand National evolved into a street legend. Sales numbers weren't massive, with just over 20,000 units sold in 1987, but its reputation was undeniable. The limited edition Buick GNX, an even more powerful version, became the crown jewel of the Grand National lineup. Today, the Grand National's legacy as a muscle car giant killer still echoes, cementing its place as one of the most unforgettable cars of the decade. Number 8. Porsche 911 Turbo 930. The Porsche 911 Turbo 930 wasn't just a car. It was a legend on wheels. With its wide body stance, exaggerated rear fenders, and that massive whale-tail spoiler, the 930 looked like pure power sculpted into metal. Its sleek, curvy lines and aggressive presence made it just as stunning parked outside a luxury club as it was tearing down the racetrack. The magic wasn't just skin deep. Under the hood, the 930 packed a 3.3-liter turbocharged flat-six engine, producing up to 300 horsepower by the late 80s. That kind of power meant it could hit 0 to 60 in just 4.6 seconds. A jaw-dropping stat for its time. But the 930 wasn't for the faint-hearted. Its sudden, violent turbo lag earned it the nickname the Widowmaker. Drivers had to know what they were doing. Otherwise, this beast would chew them up and spit them out. Yet the danger only added to its appeal. Porsche sold around 21,589 units of the 930 from 1975 to 1989, proving that thrill-seekers couldn't get enough of its beauty and brutality. Today, the 911 Turbo 930 remains one of the most sought-after Porsches ever, a masterpiece that perfectly blended luxury, performance, and danger. Number 7. Ferrari Tessterosa 1984. The Ferrari Tessterosa was everything the 80s loved: bold, flashy, and utterly unforgettable. This wasn't just a sports car. It was a rolling art designed to make jaws drop. The Tessterosa's unmistakable side strakes, those aggressive horizontal slats, were more than just a wild fashion statement. They funneled air to the engine, proving beauty and functionality could coexist. But what truly made the Tessterosa sexy was its dramatic, wide-body design with its massive rear end and impossibly low profile. It looked outrageous, in the best way possible. You couldn't see this thing cruise by and not feel something. It was featured everywhere, from Miami Vice to magazine covers, cementing its reputation as the ultimate dream car. Of course, it wasn't just about the looks. The Tessterosa packed a 4.9-liter flat 12 engine, producing 390 horsepower, allowing it to rocket from 0 to 60 in 5.2 seconds and reach a top speed of 180 miles per hour. That was ferocious speed back in the day, and it had the sound to match. A deep, throaty roar that let everyone know this was no ordinary machine. Ferrari sold approximately 10,000 units of the Tessterosa from 1984 to 1996, making it one of their most successful models ever. And despite its flashy appearance, it wasn't just a poser. It could hold its own against the best of them, proving that style and substance could absolutely go hand in hand. The Tessterosa remains a legend, not just because of what it could do, but because of how it made you feel. After all, driving a Tessterosa wasn't just about speed. it was about making a statement. Number 6. Lamborghini Countach. The Lamborghini Countach wasn't just a car. It was an alien spacecraft parked on Earth. With its razor-sharp angles, low-slung profile, and futuristic scissor doors, the Countach looked like it broke every rule of car design, and that's exactly why everyone loved it. Introduced in the 70s but perfected throughout the 80s, the Countach was pure madness on wheels. Those iconic scissor doors? They weren't just for show. They were a necessity because the car's wide body made conventional doors nearly impossible to open in tight spaces. But let's be real, they looked cool. Ridiculously cool. Its design was outrageous, but performance was even more impressive. By the late 80s, the Countach 5000 QV, Quattro Valvole, packed a 5.2-liter V12 engine, churning out 455 horsepower. That was enough to launch it from 0 to 60 miles per hour in about 4.9 seconds and reach a top speed of 183 miles per hour. And yet, speed wasn't the only thing that made the Countach legendary. It was the entire experience. Climbing into that low, cramped cockpit was like suiting up in a fighter jet. Driving it was equal parts thrilling and terrifying, with visibility that could generously be called challenging. Backing it up was such a nightmare that most drivers would open the door, sit on the sill, and look backward just to park the damn thing. Despite all its quirks, or maybe because of them, the Countach became the ultimate poster car. If you were a kid in the 80s, you probably had a Countach plastered on your bedroom wall. And if you were rich, you parked one in your garage. Lamborghini sold around 2,000 units during its production run from 1974 to 1990, making it one of the most desirable supercars ever built. The Countach wasn't perfect. It was loud, brutal, and completely impractical. But that's what made it so special. It wasn't just a car. It was a fantasy brought to life. Number 5. BMW M1 from 1978 to 1981. We've made it halfway through the list, and what better way to mark the occasion than with the BMW M1, a car that perfectly bridged the gap between the 70s and 80s. Sure, it officially debuted in 1978, but its influence and sheer coolness spilled well into the 80s. The M1 was BMW's first and only mid-engined sports car, and it looked every bit the part. Its sleek wedge-shaped design, sharp lines, and low-slung stance made it seem like it was sculpted purely for speed. It looked ready to tear down the racetrack even when standing still. And it wasn't just a pretty face. The M1 came packed with a 3.5-liter inline-6 engine, producing 277 horsepower, a remarkable figure for its time. It could rocket from 0 to 60 in 5.4 seconds and had a top speed of 162 miles per hour, making it one of the fastest cars of its era. But what really made the M1 special was its rarity. Only about 453 units were ever produced, making it a highly sought-after collector's item today. Its exclusivity, stunning looks, and performance made it a car that left a lasting impression long after it stopped rolling off the assembly line. The BMW M1 was more than just a car. It was an icon that proved BMW could go toe-to-toe with the big boys of the supercar world. Number 4. 1980 Lotus Espree Turbo. The Lotus Espree Turbo became a pop culture legend thanks to its unforgettable appearances in the James Bond franchise. While its sleek, futuristic design was already turning heads, it was for your eyes only in 1981 that truly cemented the car's status as an icon. Painted in a striking white with red and black trim, the Espree Turbo looked like something straight out of a spy's dream. Its role in the film was nothing short of spectacular. In one memorable scene, Bond's Espree Turbo is rigged with an anti-theft system that causes the car to self-destruct when tampered with, an over-the-top but undeniably cool feature that fit perfectly within the 007 universe. Later, a bronze-colored Espree Turbo is showcased as Bond drives through the stunning Italian countryside, effortlessly blending style, sophistication, and performance. But this wasn't the Espree's first Bond appearance. Its predecessor famously debuted in The Spy Who Loved Me in 1977, where it transformed into a submarine during a breathtaking underwater chase scene. While the Turbo model didn't have the same gimmick, its association with the franchise was enough to make enthusiasts fall in love. The 1980 Espree Turbo featured a 2.2-liter turbocharged inline-4 engine producing 210 horsepower, which might sound modest today, but was impressive for its time. Its lightweight fiberglass body made it quick and agile, accelerating from 0 to 60 miles per hour in just 5.6 seconds and reaching a top speed of 150 miles per hour. The driving experience was thrilling, with sharp handling and responsive performance that perfectly matched its daring looks. With around 10,675 units produced, the Espree Turbo of the 80s remains one of the most beloved and collectible versions of the model. But its legacy isn't just about performance. It's about how it made people feel. From the silver screen to bedroom posters, the Lotus Espree Turbo wasn't just a car. It was the ultimate symbol of style, sophistication, and pure coolness. Number 3. DeLorean DMC-12 from 1981 to 1983. The DeLorean DMC-12 achieved cult status not through speed or performance, but through unforgettable style. Designed by Giorgetto Giugiaro, its stainless steel body panels, brushed metal finish, and iconic gull-wing doors made it look like a futuristic spaceship. Performance-wise, it was underwhelming. Its 2.85-liter V6 engine produced around 130 horsepower with a 0 to 60 mile per hour time of about 10.5 seconds. But none of that mattered when the car looked this cool. Produced from 1981 to 1983 with fewer than 9,000 units built, the DMC-12's fame skyrocketed thanks to Back to the Future in 1985. As Doc Brown famously said, if you're going to build a time machine into a car, why not do it with some style? And style was something the DeLorean had in spades. The movie didn't just make the DeLorean famous, it made it iconic. Even without Hollywood's boost, its futuristic design would have cemented its place in history. As Marty McFly himself said, "Wait a minute, Doc. Are you telling me you built a time machine out of a DeLorean?" The DeLorean remains a symbol of ambition, innovation, and pure coolness. Number 2. Jaguar XJS H Model, 1981. The Jaguar XJS H Model proved that elegance could still turn heads in an era obsessed with wild designs. Introduced in 1981, the high-efficiency H Model was all about refinement and sophistication. Its smooth flowing lines, long hood, and tapered rear end exuded classic Jaguar style, sleek, powerful, and subtly luxurious. Unlike most 80s cars chasing aggressive aesthetics, the XJS embraced sophistication. Powered by a 5.3-liter V12 engine, producing around 295 horsepower, it could reach 0 to 60 miles per hour in 6.7 seconds and hit a top speed of 150 miles per hour. While Jaguar's improvements to fuel efficiency were notable, the real appeal was the car's elegance and that unmistakable V12 purr. Inside, it delivered pure luxury. Plush leather seats, polished wood trim, and a dashboard radiating class. Over its production run from 1975 to 1996, Jaguar sold over 115,000 units, with the HE model standing out for its blend of performance and prestige. The Jaguar XJS HE wasn't the flashiest, but it proved sophistication could still steal the spotlight. Number 1. Mazda RX7 FC Generation from 1986. The Mazda RX7 FC Generation proved the 80s weren't just about raw power and flashy designs. Launched in 1986, it brought a fresh approach to performance with its sleek aerodynamic lines and minimalist styling. A dramatic shift from the sharp, boxy designs of the era. The real magic was its 13B rotary engine. Compact, lightweight, and delivering around 182 horsepower in the Turbo 2 model. Thanks to its lightweight build of about 2,800 pounds, the RX-7 could accelerate from 0 to 60 miles per hour in 6.5 seconds and reach a top speed of 140 miles per hour. What truly set the RX-7 apart was its handling. Its near-perfect 50-50 weight distribution and responsive rotary engine provided a thrilling, precise driving experience. Unlike many of its rivals chasing brute force, the RX-7 focused on balance and agility, making it feel like an extension of the driver. Affordable and accessible, it wasn't just a dream car for the ultra-rich. Mazda sold approximately 272,000 units of the FC RX7 worldwide, cementing its status as a beloved icon known for its innovative engine, smooth design, and outstanding handling. The Mazda RX7 FC Generation remains a testament to smart engineering. Proven greatness doesn't always come from brute force. These cars weren't just vehicles. They were rolling works of art that captured the boldness, crazy spirit of the 1980s. Which one's your favorite? Let us know in the comments, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell for more vintage car content.